Hi everyone, it's Vicki in the craft room. Today I'm fixing a card that kind of got messed up on the inside. I'm also making a card for a boy. Today we're going to fix this card. The first thing I wanted to do is find a piece of paper to go all the way through this card. Although usually what happens, if I do it all the way and glue it, there's going to be this bubble right here in the center. So I'm going to size up my paper and cut it into two pieces. I'm going to match it up to one of the corners. On the side, I'll make a mark. Then here's the opposite corner here. So now I need to mark the center fold. And I want to try to avoid this end marking right here. Cut it here. So I'm moving my cutter to the middle or somewhere up here where I can get it started, push the point of the needle in, go back and then front. This seems to help from ripping and tearing with the thinner paper at the start. So there's the first one. Here's the second one. Move up, push it in, back and forward. Here we go. Right, let's see how they measure up. Perfect. Okay, time to tape. I have a little tape runner here. I'm going to tape right across the edge as close as I can. Right, my tape runner is all used up. Fabric tack. And I'm running just a really thin bead of this glue. I really like it because it does not cause the paper to get wet. One down, and now the next. There we go. So now the inside is all ready to stamp a sentiment here and maybe put a little stickers at the top, little flowers to match the front. If you're wondering why I've got this little flap on the end, I did it so that she could stand up her card. I've got tape here, and all they have to do is remove the tape and the card will stand up like that. Okay, for the boy card, I like the 5.5 by 4 1/4 size. I've got the 5.5 right here. Conveniently, it already has a little cut right here. So I'm going to take that size. It measures perfectly at 5.5. Right here at this cutting line, I'm going to measure up this part of the card right here, which is kind of difficult because the this other side can slip and slide too much. I'm just going to slide my card down to the bottom where it has a longer base so that will stabilize it better for me. Poke it in, go backwards then forwards. I'm going to cut it lengthwise at 4 1/4. Push down, back and forward. And there's the front of my card. I want to add a little bit more interest through the texture of the ribbon. Then I've got this lighter beige color with this gold shiny on the sides, which kind of goes with the sheen that's on some of these green areas. I do really like the look of it on the side. And there we go. So now I'll choose the happy birthday sentiment or the center of the card. In my stash, I found this happy birthday paper. So I'm going to cut a portion of this. So now this is what it looks like. Now to ink my edges. I've got this rustic brown called Finesse by Spectrum. So now I'll very minimally ink the edges of the sentiment. So this is what we have now. So I'm going to use glue stick to glue the happy birthday sentiment onto the white. Then I'm going to pop up the background piece. There. Here's my pop-up tape. This is double-sided. And I'm just going to measure some of this out along the back. So here's my pokey tool, and I'll work to get these strips off. Make sure I have my sentiment right side up. Try to overlap it some. I like the green, and I like it with the border. There we are. So there's the front, the sentiment. So I've got a gel pen here, and I'm going to write on the back of each of the cards my little handmade signature. So we have 2 cards, one for a preteen boy and one for a preteen girl. Thank you so much for joining me in the craft room. I had so much fun, and I hope you did too. See you next time.